while you and me repeat this bittersweet heat is suffocating.
What's up, you guys? My name is Mimi. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you've been here before, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today's makeup look is going to be on this really dewy, fresh spring makeup. I did a rose gold soft halo eye, which is super wearable for daytime. I am so excited for spring. I went into the mall the other day and every store had all their spring clothes out, and I was super excited just for spring clothes, spring makeup, like trade these dark nails in for something light and pretty. And without further ado, let's get right to business. For today's look, I'm going to start with my face first. I've already moisturized my skin, and I'm going in with my RIMMEL Stay Matte Primer. I was talking about this in my last video. It is such a good primer. Even though I'm going for a really glowy look, because I have oily skin, I can't skip a mattifying primer and like a semi-mattifying foundation. What I will do is put on like a liquid illuminator before I do my foundation, just so that the base has a nice sheen. And for that, I'm going in with my Custom Enhancer Cover FX drops in Sunlight. Put this on all the high points of my face where I would normally put highlight. Sometimes I'll even mix this in with my mattifying primer. I couldn't find my headband, so this clip will have to do. It's not the cutest, but sorry. Gets the hair out of the face. My face is a little bit red today because yesterday I was exfoliating my face, so excuse that. And I'm just going in with my LANCOME Tint Idol Ultra Wear Stick foundation today. This is in 410 Bisque. And before I blend it out with a beauty blender, I'm just going to spritz some of my Dewy Finish Setting Spray onto it, just so that it really melts with the foundation and gives us a dewy finish. I love this foundation because it does have a matte finish, but it's not a full coverage. It's like a light to medium coverage, so you can still see skin showing through, and that highlight that we put underneath will still show up underneath the foundation. For concealer, I got the new shades from the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind collection. This is in Sand, and it is a perfect color for me right now. It's more of a yellow undertone than the light pale one that I was using, so it works out perfect. I'm really happy that they came out with new shades because lately I've been loving my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I use it for everything. I use it to prime my lids, I use it to conceal. It has a great coverage, great consistency. I'm just taking my Too Faced Ethereal setting powder, and I'm just going to really lightly set right under the eyes. I'm going to steer clear of the cheeks for now because I am going to go in with more cream products. Now I'm going in with my Fenty Beauty Matchsticks in Mocha. I'm just going to blend it out with a flat top kabuki brush. I just find that it's the fastest way. Keeping with that overall like dewy look, I'm going to try to use as many cream products as possible for today. I'm using my Bobbi Brown cream blush in Uber Beige. It looks like MAC Gingerly, but it's a cream, so it's still really pretty. And I'm just going to tap this onto the apples of my cheeks and then bring it back towards my temple. For the highlight, I'm going with a little bit more of that Cover FX Custom Enhancer drops. Once again, it's in Sunlight. Place it on my hand like this. Dip my beauty blender in it. This gives such a beautiful glow. Also take some on my chin, and then with whatever's left over on my hand, I'll just swirl my finger in it and apply it to the tip of the nose and right down the bridge. And I'm also going to take that right above the head of the brow. I'm not going to put a lot because my forehead, like my T-zone especially, gets very oily throughout the day, so I'll get some natural dew in a few hours. So now that I'm done with all the creams, I'm just going to take some translucent powder and set the areas that I will get the most oily, and that is right in the center of the forehead and the sides of the nose. Even though it's a dewy look and I want to keep the powders to a minimum, I can't get away with not setting these areas, or else it will just slip and slide all day. And once I've placed that powder on my face, I'll turn the beauty blender over to the side that I was blending out my foundation with, and I'll really just try to work that powder into the skin. And to take the glow to another level, I'm going to be extra. I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped, and I'm going to take a mixture of Moonstone and Summer. I'm just going to put it everywhere that I put that Cover FX Enhancer drops. Oh, do you see this? This is like that blinding glow. I don't do this on the regular, but you know, it's makeup. I'm just gonna go over everything with my beauty blender. Make sure that it really blends into the skin. Setting the face. And as usual, while the face is wet, I will just go ahead and set my brows with some soap. I always do this after I'm finished with all the powders on my face because some of the powder can get stuck into the brow gel or the soap and it'll make my brows look ashy. And while my face is still damp, I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, just going over everything, really pushing all these products into my skin. For eyes today, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. And the first shade I'm going to take is Rollin' & Dough, right here. Just to set the crease up to the brow bone. I know I already did it with translucent powder, but I like to do this just for insurance. The first shade I'm going to take is So Bougie. Use this as a transition shade. Next I'm going to switch to a smaller little crease brush and I'm going to take a mixture of So Bougie and Cocoa Truffle. Just go back and forth. And I'm going to place this right in the crease, slightly below the first transition shade. I'm bringing it from outer corner all the way to inner corner because we are doing a halo eye. Next, I'm going to take Cocoa Truffle all by itself and I'm going to place this on the lid or outer to inner corner. This is where we want the color to be the darkest. So I just like to focus most of the product right here on the outer corner, right up against the lash line. Do little circular motions, and then I'll do like a really small half moon windshield wiper motion to get the inner corner as well. And now I'm just going to switch to this more dense little dome brush, and I'm going to take Cocoa Truffle again, right here, and pack this on the inner and outer corner. Even though it's the same shade, it'll show up just a touch darker because we are using a more dense brush as opposed to the fluffier crease brush that we were using earlier. I'm just trying to build up this Cocoa Truffle color as dark as I can get it. I don't want to go in with a black for this look because I want to keep it relatively light. Like I wanted this to be kind of like a daytime wearable halo eye for spring. So now it probably just looks like a brown smoky eye, but that's okay because I'm going to leave it there and I'm going to clean up the center of the lid with some concealer and then decide afterwards, once I've put the lid shade on, if I want to go any darker in the inner and outer corner. Just because I don't want to go too dark too soon, I want to see how the lid shade looks first. And I can always add color later if I want to, but it's a lot harder to take away color once you've gone too dark. And I'm carving out a pretty big halo, just so that when I go in to blend out the inner and outer corner shades with the lid shade, I have some leeway and I don't end up kind of bringing it in too narrow. And now going back to that dome brush that I was using earlier, I'm just going to use that to blend out this harsh line right here in little tapping motions and like small little swiping motions. I didn't put any additional product on my brush. I was just focusing on blending out that harsh concealer line so that we can prep for the lid shade. We can go back in and darken up the inner and outer corner after and blend it out more. And before I put on the lid shade, I just picked this up yesterday at Walmart. It's the CoverGirl Lid Lock-Up Eyeshadow Primer. I actually opened the packaging when I was at Walmart and like swatched it on my hand to see if I would like it, because I have the Urban Decay Primer Potion, I have the Smashbox Eye Primer as well, and those are more silicone feeling, they're not as tacky. I wanted something that was similar to like a glitter glue, so when I tried this, it was tacky, so I hope that it really makes the shimmers pop. So I'm just going to apply it directly with the applicator that it comes with, following the shape of the concealer. And going back into this palette, I'm going to take a mixture of Classy and Sassy and Gold Dipped, just because Gold Dipped is not as light as I want it to be. I want it to be just a touch lighter of a rose gold shade, so I'm going to mix the two together. I'm just taking a flat synthetic shader brush and I'm going to grab Gold Dipped first. Now I'm going to take Classy and Sassy and I'm just going to go right over top of that. Alright, so now that that's on, I'm going to go back to that little dome brush again, and I'm going to take Cocoa Truffle and really lightly just tap over the edges, feathering it into the center of the lid shade so that we get a nice gradient. So now that I've blended out the edges of the halo, I'm going to take Moonstone from the Anastasia Sun Dipped kit, and I'm going to just place this right at the center just to give the eye a little bit of extra dimension. I'm also going to take that shade into the inner corner of the eye as the highlight. And for the lower lash line, keeping it really simple, I'm taking that same brush, dipping into Cocoa Truffle again, and I'm just going to smoke out the lower lash line. And now I'm just going to finish off the eyes by doing my mascara. This is the L'Oreal Telescopic. And to wrap up this look, I'm going to go in with MAC WHIRL. And I'm going to take this Dose of Colors liquid lip in Bear With Me. I always like to pat in my liquid lip with my finger just so that it's not too heavy on the lips. And I'm also going to take a touch of my Cover FX drops, just whatever's here. And I'm going to pat this onto the center, just to give it that like metallic matte look. Alright you guys, that completes this look. I hope you enjoyed this fresh, dewy spring makeup look. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I'll have all the products that I use listed down below if you're interested in checking that out, and I'll see you next time.